Hello and welcome to Expectable Random Chat. Today we're going to be talking about Dead or Alive 5. Now Dead or Alive 5 played a couple of years ago when it came out on the PS Vita and PS3 and really enjoyed it. So this is last round and it's just come out on the PC. So what I'm going to do is taking a little look at why this game causes problems and a little bit about what's quite good about it. So I'll just go for a little bit of arcade mode. Arcade mode, pretty simple really. You just go through and you beat everybody up. So what we'll do is we'll start off just by playing on I'll play normal, just because that probably give me a bit of a test, and that seems fair. So we'll play as Chrissy. Now as you can see from some of the attire she's wearing, this is where the problems come. Now I don't play with the extra boob physics that you can get. I just don't really bother, to be honest. I just keep it on normal. I mean, it does go a little bit crazy, so it's one of those things really. So some people will get their jollies that way and some people don't. But again, the thing about the physics in that sort of way is it just ends up being a really good game. There is attention to detail which is a bit strange, and some of the attention they put in does seem a little bit weird. But the way the game flows, the speed of it and everything else, I mean, it's one of the best 3D fighters out there, I think, in my opinion. It's definitely one that I would easily and have picked up again. I'll probably get beaten now because I'm putting it onto a... I've only played it for about an hour on the PC. I'm still getting used to the Xbox 360 controls. But yeah, there are a few key things that we have to know about this game. It bases itself on a triangular I've just realised the fact, so I should have mentioned that even though this is a podcast, it will be on the video as well. So if I just realised about what I said about when I chose Chrissy, the player I chose. I said about her dress. If you're listening, you won't know that, but maybe I'll put a picture of her onto the thing so you can see. But again, when you're looking at the idea, it's a triangular sort of system where strike, as in punch and kick, will beat a throw will beat a hold, and a hold will beat a punch and a kick. So it works really well by the fact that it always gives you a balance. So you can't just stand there blocking all the time. But if you time it perfectly, you're salted really, and that I think is really, really good about this game. The fact it's 3D is always good. You don't get any. You do get some crazy moves, but you don't really get like the fireballs that are present in things like Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter and things like that. So it does very much feel a lot like Tekken, if in that sort of mode of fighting, which I do enjoy a lot. Count me there. So that to me just makes the game really. On top of that, you do actually get a really good and pretty strong single player. The single player, basically you play as each different character, which is quite nice, and you jump around. Oh, phase 4, oh, crap. So the person I'm going up against called phase 4. She's just a hybrid, so she should be pretty good, but maybe not. Okay, maybe not. It's perfect. But so what was I saying? So yeah, I love it, and I probably will do a little bit about the single player as we go along, because I really enjoyed it the first time I played it. But basically, what it does, it gives you, instead of being like this arcade mode, it's a story, very reminiscent, I think, of the Mortal Kombat. The latest Mortal Kombat 9, in the fact that you point to different scenarios of each different character, so each different character has a different thing, a different take on the world, a different take on the story, and that just gives you a chance to learn to use every player, and makes you see who you really like and who you really hate. Obviously, there is a difficulty with that by some of the players you may hate, and if you do hate them, you still be stuck with them. So if you don't really like their moves or controls or something like that, you could end up really disliking the game, if that makes sense. And that's slightly unfair, but again, obviously it is quite a cruel thing, but also quite a nice system, because of that exposure to lots of different people. I'm completely stunned. I'm gonna lose this round. Yep. Damn. Jackie. Jackie's new character, I don't like him. So I'm going to come for expert. I can't believe I'm going to lose on normal. Oh, come on. Ah, come on, Paul. Okay, so yeah, KO'd. That's just awful. Shows you how bad I'm at this game at the moment. I can't believe I lost. Try again. Okay, so this is a quick little try again. So, oh, you try again from this character, so that's quite good. So what I did was I came in too close. I think I don't know, I missed my first kick. Even worse this round. You sometimes have those people in games that you can't beat. I think it always used to be Brad Wong was my biggest problem with this, the drunken boxer, because I never had a clue where he was going to do. Okay, so what I'm going to do this time is not get beaten, hopefully. Oh, I can't believe I'm getting hammered. That's better. So yeah, sorry. So carrying on. I mean, some of the DLC for this is absolutely ridiculous. It ends up costing quite a lot of money if you want everything. So you can unlock pretty much everything through the game, which is quite good. And I don't mind that idea about, you know, if you can unlock it for free if you spend the time, or they offer you to pay for it, that's fine by me, because there are people who, you know, who don't want to spend all that time doing it, but still want to be a completionist, so to speak. So I've no issues with the fact that some people are going to want to pay for all the costumes, whereas some people are going to be able to pay for them. I think that's fine. I know things like that. The quick release packs do cause consternation. I think EA, people don't like EA when they do it, but you know, I personally, for me, there are times where I don't get to play every game. I think driving games, especially, where I want to drive in all the fast cars, I don't want to be stuck with the rubbish ones, and that's something that I don't mind when I play through. But as you can see, like with the DLC there, so I'm playing against Tina, who's a wrestler, and she's in like a Stars and Stripes string bikini, and you're looking at that thinking, is that really, is that really a sensible thing? And obviously it's not. But again, this is a fantasy game in some ways, even though it's supposed to be grounded in a bit of reality. It's really not. I mean, because if you look at the violence that's displayed, these people would not be living, basically. So, if you're not so. That's better. I think it's interesting to see if I can get the timings and mechanics back down. I think after an hour's gameplay I'm still bloody rusty, which is quite embarrassing, really. So you can just do normal combos with this game, you can just do the punch and kick and that's it, but again, it's always that balance between how you really want to play it. So, and this, and that is especially interesting when you're online. Now, unfortunately at the moment there's not an online mode, which is a bit weird. I'm not sure about that, I don't like the idea. You can play offline multiplayer, which certainly I might do at some point if I can find someone who actually wants to play against me. Oh, that was awful. I can't believe we're getting beaten again. And the fact you can move before the there's sort of little touches, like you can move before fight, basically, so you can place yourself into a nice little technique. And this round is based in a circus, and there's basically it's very the environments play a part in the fight as well. So that's great, and there's quite a few stages where that's true, and that's cool. Oh, one hit comes back. I am looking forward to the online mode coming in though, so it's something. Now, I'm not to say this game's been a smooth ride. It has quite a few issues that people have complained about. One is the fact that you can't change key bindings. That's not a problem because I'm not playing with with the piece. I'm just playing with the controller. I'm not bothering to play with the keyboard and mouse. But one of the things that I do find the problem is that I have to disable my Nostromo, Razer Nostromo, to be able to play the game, because otherwise it just gets locked on the start screen, and that was bloody irritating. Now I found as I think most people do, the wonder of the Steam forums has helped me to understand how to fix it. And that's wonderful, but it was one of those things where I was a bit worried because I bought a game and it couldn't start, and that really was a bit kind of like, oh bloody hell, And I know that can happen with a lot of games, but I think if you were playing on the keyboard and mouse, or if you are a Nostromo player and you like it, to not be able to use your preferred key input must be quite annoying. So. That's a little bit of an issue. Obviously, the problem is with all these things everywhere from keybind, everywhere from the keyboards and everything else, the graphics cards. Every game's going to have its own little foibles. No game can be created for every single. No game can be created for every single controller for and hard piece of hardware. But that's something where. You have to be careful with what you're buying, so do listen up. But again, thankfully I found a fix that was great and it worked brilliantly, so I can't complain. Bloody hell. Maybe I should stop talking, because when I don't talk I seem to win. That was awful. Paul, come on. I've lost twice on normal. Now this is very rare for me, so it just shows you the fact that it is not something where I'm trying to just always put my best foot forward. If I've shown the fact I'm losing, I will lose. One of the problems I think at the moment is that I have forgotten a few of Chrissy's moves. That's better. Which is that one, which is basically where you can duck away and attack back. So it's great for lulling people into a false sense of security, and then you fight back. Obviously, there is a problem where some of the characters you fight will be a lot stronger than you, but that goes with every fighting game. There's no difference in that. Sometimes you give up power for speed or speed for power. That's always your choice. But that was a nice little finishing move. But the 7-hit combos, sometimes you can have a 7-hit combo which takes away 10% of the damage, whereas some people can just do 2 punches and it takes away that same amount. So. That's right, I'm not going to lose this round. I'm not losing this round. No way. Come on. I am losing this round, I lied. I can't believe that. How can I get almost to a win and then get absolutely hammered? There is a video a while ago that I actually played on the PS3 on multiplayer that I did of this game on the first random chat actually, when I was doing the videos for them, and it was actually one of my best online multi. I was getting absolutely beasted, and the last round I played I was absolutely caning, but I still came back to win, and that made it so much fun. And that is something where I agree with that. That was basically my gameplay. But the more you play, the more you get these really interesting battles where it's to and fro and stuff. And I'm sure people who are better than me will get better gameplays than that. It's not too fun. I mean, I can, on Rookie you can do these with mostly getting perfects and all the rest of it, but it gets a bit boring. It's quite nice to have a challenge, Obviously not too much of a challenge. I think on the Vita I have basically completed it on pretty much on the expert mode. I think expert's the highest level with a few characters. I can't do all of them, but I can do quite a few. But sometimes I'm talking about the arcade mode, so this same mode, and that can be a lot of fun. Obviously, sometimes though you do get caught up to a patient who you just to an enemy that you just can't beat, and that becomes so frustrating. Yeah, new costume unlocked. and that's a bit of a problem. So again, lots of nice little goodies at the end of the round. So this has been quite a silly little gameplay. I do apologise for being a bit rubbish at certain points, but I quite like this game, as you can probably tell. Is it for everybody? Absolutely not. It's quite a nice technical. It can be as technical as you want it to be. Or it can be a bit of a brawler depending on how you like to play. So, but I really would say for me, it's probably one of my favourite fighting games between this and Mortal Kombat. So, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again on another random chat. What I'd like to say is, don't forget to, if you'd like to, just hook up onto our main podcast, the Backwards Battle podcast. We've also been doing quite a few Battlefield Hardline gameplays and tons of World of Warships as well from me. So don't forget to check out all those sort of little avenues. Usual sort of things on Facebook and Twitter. Twitter at backwards.com. On Facebook, just check Backwards Compatible, and the same thing on YouTube. Okay, but obviously, most easiest thing to do is just go to the site, www.backwardscompatible.co.uk. Thank you very much for watching, and good night.